Hey guys, and welcome back to Her Revision Podcast, a podcast for women who are rewriting the stories that they tell themselves and that the world tells them. And today I want to talk about the power of silence, the power of being quiet, of not having to say too much about what you got going on, what your dreams are, what you are currently working on, because it hasn't quite come into fruition yet. We're going to talk about that. I was actually going to go in a whole nother direction prior to doing this last episode of the season, but the topic of this episode is what I needed to happen before I could even get to the end of this season. Like, this was so important and such a main factor when it came to me pursuing this. And I think that it's so important and so vital for everyone to know and kind of work through, because so many of you may be like how I was, where I wanted to share everything, or I just wasn't confident enough in my ideas and what I had going on, so I felt the need to discuss it with my close peers and pick their brains, but it came from a place of uncertainty. So I wanted to elaborate on the power of silence a little bit in this final episode of Her Revision Season 1. Now, when I speak about the power of silence, I mean that there may be something out there, an idea, a goal, a dream that you have, that you want to achieve it. And from a recovering people pleaser mentality, I know that when I used to have certain dreams and goals and aspirations of mine, I felt the need to either share every little thought that I had because of the excitement, because I wanted to feel validated, because I wanted people to understand that I was ambitious and I'm capable of doing everything that I put my mind to. I used to overshare, if you will. And it became to the point where, because I was an oversharer and because I relied so much on validation from others and wanting to feel understood, I would put the value of my purpose in the hands of others' opinions. And it used to mess me up so bad. And by that, I just mean that I would come to them and be like, okay, let's say, for instance, I had the idea of running my own coffee shop. I would come to somebody who I was just speaking in terms of my dreams to. Now, in my mind, I know that I want my coffee shop to have bean bags instead of a standard table. I would be like, oh, well, I'm thinking about doing it. Like, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that people will? I always made it where I was asking for validation on things that I was very sure of, that's how I wanted it to go, because I wanted to see if anybody else thought my idea was good too. And because I put so much power in their opinions, I let it sway the decisions that I had made in regards to my dreams and the things that I wanted to do or the goals that I had. If you have a goal to lose 20 pounds, but you know that your way of losing 20 pounds is by hitting the treadmill, because you know that your body responds to you losing weight faster by walking or running or whatever the case may be, but you go to somebody who may not have the same weight loss goal as you or has lost their weight in a different way, you go to them with your plan and what you're going to do, and now all of a sudden they think that, oh, that's not smart, that's not how I lost weight, that's not how so you should do it like this. You automatically begin to put your value, or you question yourself, you question the decisions that you make. You may decide you want to go to cosmetology school because you want to learn how to do hair, you want to learn how to do nails. Oh, that's not a useless skill. You should go to school to be a lawyer. You let people's opinions dictate your actions or the goals that you have, and you allow it to warp what you had planned all along. The power of silence for me was so pertinent because it allowed me to sit in my aspirations, in my goals, and the things that I wanted to do, and really give me the opportunity to make sure that I was for sure and set on what I wanted without anybody else putting in what they would do. And a lot of the times, people give their opinions on something that they either have tried and have failed on, so that they think that you can't, or it's coming from a place of fear. People project fears. So for me, the power of silence just allowed me to come to my own determination on what my aspirations and goals were, or what my plans were to get there. It allowed me to be strong and rooted in what I wanted and the goals that I had, without feeling guilty for not taking the advice of others, or not feeling stupid or behind because maybe my way didn't look like somebody else's way or what they would have done. It allowed me to grow at my own pace. It allowed me to do my ideas and to follow the path that I had set for myself and not anybody else. When I had first decided to do a podcast, I had talked about doing a podcast before, but in terms of in-depth planning for it, I did all that on my own. I didn't discuss what my episodes were like, the basis of what my first couple of episodes were going to be. I didn't discuss my design logo or anything like that. I didn't discuss any of that. I just did it. And then I'll let everybody else catch up with it. Because when you're certain in what you want to do and you're not wavering in that thought process, or it doesn't come from a questioning place, like where you're questioning your own decisions, people catch up to that. They catch up to your confidence. Allow people to catch up to your confidence. So by being silent about what you have going on until you are for sure that that is exactly how you want it to be planned out, be quiet. It allows you to talk about your aspirations, your dreams, your goals, or what you have accomplished, or the plan that you have from a confident tone. Because what happens is it stifles your plan. It makes it so that you are scared to pursue because of fear. It is so easy for people to get into your head, even if they come from a place of good intentions, even if they're not trying to be malicious or they're not trying to mess up what you have going on. People's opinions and fears and their own doubts can cloud your judgment if you have to talk about everything you have going on. It's okay to be quiet. And you know what I realized, even dialing back and talking about the power of silence in terms of decisions that you make when it comes to your relationships, decisions that you make when it comes to your career, whatever your decisions are, the power of silence is so important. I just learned recently when it comes to what I have going on, I don't want to talk to I don't want to ask anybody about it or how they feel, because 9 times out of 10, I'm asking people that have never been in the same situation as me, have never aspired to do the same thing that I have done. To me, it doesn't make any sense to go to anybody with an opinion that hasn't accomplished what I'm asking them about. And not to say that everybody that you need to talk to needs to be super knowledgeable on the topic, or you can't just ask from a people perspective what they think. But unless I'm running a focus group on what you think the best topic to talk about for X, Y, and Z, if it's not something so simplistic that I'm questioning or I'm asking somebody's opinion on when it comes to my life or something like that, if it's unrelated to my dreams and my goals, okay, fine. But my realization is that me being quiet and only going to God about my faults and only going to God about my fears and what I got going on in my plan and you know, the problems that may arise during that time has helped me tremendously. It's helped me because I no longer fear someone else looking at what I have going on and doubting me. And if they do doubt me after the fact, that's their loss. Because I'm for sure in what it's here, it's built. What I want to do, I'm pursuing it. I think it was some inspirational video or I don't know if it was, I don't know, the interview with Beyonce or the little inspirational video that she said, and I'll insert the audio if I can. In so many words, she just said, like, don't talk about what you're going to do it. Do it. Don't look at other people and think about what they're doing. Do what you said you're going to do. Don't feel the need to go to other people with, oh, well, what if? No, just do it. Because what I've realized that even if I fail, because I was silent in my endeavor until I actually fulfilled what I was going to do, even if that particular thing failed, I would be able to handle that failure. I would have to deal with it internally. I wouldn't have to think about this fear that people will look at me. No, I handled my stuff by myself. Or I went to trusted individuals or people that were knowledgeable in what I was trying to do. It wasn't like I told everybody or I tried to I didn't have to do any of that because I was silent in my endeavor. I was silent with what I had going on. I've become so quiet now because I realized that there are a lot of things that I dream of or I want to do or I've thought about starting that may seem wild to other people. Or it may seem far-fetched, or it may not look like my reality. But I've also realized that I can do them, and I don't need your opinion. I don't need your validation. I don't need to know what you think about my idea unless I come to you about it. And I'm at the point now where I'm not going to come to you until after I've developed it. after I'm sure that's what I'm do. Hell, after I've already put it out. Because I just don't need it. People will catch up to what you have going on. People will catch up to your aspirations. They will catch up to you. But you have to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet and do it by yourself. Do it scared. Do it alone. Do it broke. Do it however. Don't wait on how other people feel, or don't wait on people to catch up to what you have going on. You got to do it despite. And if that means not talking about what you got going on, not talking about the plans that you have in this life, just popping up successful, popping up in a relationship, popping up happy, do it. I'm proud of myself for this thought process because I know that it takes a lot to get here. People pleasing, or having to go to others for validation, or having to go to people for their opinions is a hard feat to break. It is hard. It's not impossible, though. When I decided to make that oath to myself to just do whatever I put my mind to without having to go to somebody else to see how they felt about the decision that I wanted to make, I felt lighter. I felt that despite what may happen with the idea that I'm pursuing or what I've decided to do in this life, the only person that has to live with that accomplishment or that failure, that defeat, is me at that moment. And not on account of me listening to anybody or how they feel. Not on account of me feeling the pressure of having to make sure that I don't let anybody down or disappoint them. But on account of, because this is what I put out there. This is what I told myself I was passionate about, or that I wanted to do, or that I wanted to pursue. I did that in my own right, and I'm living with whatever the outcome is. And if it works out, that all was because of me. Every thought, every opinion, every plan that I had, that win was all because of me. And if it's a failure, because they happen, that failure, I'm not living with any regrets based off of me hearing anything from anybody, or, oh, well, somebody told me to this and I should have went with my first. I don't have to live with any of that, because now I'm going to take what I failed in, or the things that I did not accomplish in the way that I wanted them to, and I'm going to flip it, because that L is going to turn into a win. You have to believe that by just you grinding and doing what you have to do without thinking about the opinions of anybody else, without thinking about, oh, well, I should let me just see if somebody thinks that. No, you got this. Be confident in your decision. Be confident in your ability to put your mind to whatever you want to without having to hear what anybody else has to say about it. What did Kendrick Lamar say? No jokes, but no jokes. Literally, sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Like, that's, to me, like, I will take a rap lyric and be like, yep. That's how I internalized it. Sometimes you gotta just pop out and show people that you got it. Like, it's not about, oh, well, so-and-so made me realize, or so-and-so told me, or they didn't think that I could. No. Sometimes you gotta be quiet, do what you need to do, put all the plans into place. Do exactly what you said you wanted to do. Start the process of whatever you said, whatever it was, and you show people that you can do it without external validation. You're all the validation you need. God's validation is all the validation you need. You don't have to get it from anybody else, because when you know that you are rooted in a surety, nothing anybody has to say or what they think that you should do should faze you. It can't faze you. So show them. So I say this to say, when I first decided to start my podcast, there was a little version of myself in the inside that was scared, because I'm like, I really want to ask, does anybody like that? Do you like the name? Do you think or what do you think I should name it? Or what do you think the episode should be? How long do you think the episode should be? Do you think that this setup is good? Should I wait? I had to quiet that version of myself and comfort her, because I knew that if I nurtured her, I don't need to nurture you, because I don't want to feed into that. But I needed to comfort her and let her know that the sure version of me, the confident version of me got this. I don't have to go to anybody with what I want to do or to ask if they think, because I know that by me being silent and only focusing on the positive side and not catastrophizing what I feel like could go wrong, I was feeding into that confident version of myself. I was feeding into that version of myself that was sure that by me being silent and popping out when this was complete in a project that I was proud of, I was giving myself the biggest pat on the back. Couldn't nobody tell me anything. that is a daily practice that I lock into to make sure that I remind myself that a lot of the times the power of silence gets you a lot further than having to seek the validation and ask the opinions of others. It does. Don't let what anybody else thinks about what you have going on deter you from doing it. Don't. And I also say this for yourself. The power of silence stops you from allowing people's outside opinions to dictate how you move and how you pursue your goals and your plans and the aspirations that you have. But also don't let that fear of failure, that fear of not feeling validated by others stop you from doing everything that you put your mind to. This is your time to shut up and do it. Be silent. Don't let it get into your head. Don't let what anybody has to say or any naysayers get into your head. Don't feel like you got to go to other people to find out if your idea is good. It's good. Now do it. So I really just wanted to get that out there because it is important to me to always remember to pursue everything that I have in this head of mine. I can't sit back and think the what ifs, but I do know that I've been a lot more motivated with myself. I've been a lot more kind to myself by being quiet about what I had going on. It was easier for me to validate my own opinions and my own thought processes and my own plans because I was silent about what I have going on. And just continuing to remind yourself not everything has to be said. Not everything has to be approved by others. Do it yourself. Like I said, do it scared, do it broke, do it alone. Do it without having to go to anybody, because it is so easy for people's feelings, or people's opinions, whether intentionally or unintentionally, to get in and stop you from becoming the next Oprah, from becoming the next insert your name, because there's only one of you. It's so easy for somebody's opinions and their thought process and what they would do to get into your head and stop you from being your best self. Cut it out. So the power of silence, you guys. The power of silence. This is my last episode of the season. What? I am so grateful to have started this process. So I've learned so much about myself during the podcast season 1. It's 10 episodes. And I've been able to really see all of the support and everything that I wanted to come to fruition. I see it because I was sure that this is exactly what I wanted to do, and I didn't have to go and ask anybody, well, you think I'm doing a good? No, look at what I did. That's, even if I'm scared, I'm not going to say it. The power of the tongue, the power of silence, but the power of the tongue. Look at what I did. I accomplished so much. I accomplished exactly what I said I was going to accomplish because I was sure of the plan that I wanted to do, and I executed. I'm going to ask, I'm going to execute. So thank you guys for being a part of the Her Revision fam. If you have been here from the beginning, I love you. If you are new, I love you. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys really resonate with this episode, any of the episodes, all of the episodes. Don't forget to comment, subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube, if you're listening to me on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Hello, thank you. I love you. Don't forget to rate the podcast. All ratings help. Preferably 5 stars. 5 stars. 4 to 5 stars. I love it. I'll take it. Comment. I love reading you guys' comments. I love responding back. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Her Revision Podcast. Season 2, we will be back. The first Monday in September, we will be back. I need to regroup. I need to recoup. I don't want to get on here and say anything that doesn't have meaning, that doesn't have depth, that doesn't have anything to do with, something that I know will resonate, something that I'm currently or have overcome that I know that will hit you guys in the way that it hit me when I received it. So stay tuned for season 2. As always, it has been a pleasure. We're coming back with some hot stuff. It's going to be so much better next season because anyways, I'm not going to rant. Love you guys so much. Until next time. Bye.